we've seen Sonic go through the struggles and stuff, but I know some of us thought, who could do a Sonic the Hedgehog game? Because, you know, Sonic Team, I don't know, they're not living up to their name, in my opinion. So, the first one I'm going to throw out for me is Nintendo. I think because they just had this rivalry for the longest time, and I always, out of Mario and Sonic, Mario always seemed to be the better series, better course. They know what they already had the idea what to do with Mario and everything. Sonic just, they didn't know what to do with him yet. And then we see Sega use Sonic to follow a lot of Mario's styles. Like, for instance, like Sonic Lost World was supposed to be, you know, something to go off of Sonic Mario Galaxy. So, you know, with the whole gravity in the world and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, so much that they even got the Olympics games together and Nintendo was in charge of that. The reason why I picked Nintendo for this is based off Super Mario Odyssey, Mario Kart 8, and F-Zero. And the reason for those three typical games is, one, Nintendo, I think out of any developer, Nintendo is really good at, with Mario, of taking one thing and riding it to death.
Yeah.
And they're good at it. They're good at it. So Mario Odyssey with the hat, just throwing the hat to catch everything. They ran that to the ground, but it was awesome. And they try to do that with Sonic with, you know, with the colors, which it was okay, but the colors didn't really do anything really to the game. It was still a fun game. It's just colors was just kind of like, it felt like a second thought, afterthought to me. The Werehog didn't work out for them as a gimmick for that. And I think Nintendo can find something interesting to do with Sonic. Either like give him different kind of shoes that can do different ideas. That might be pretty cool. They could probably do something with that. But the reason why for Mario Kart 8 and F-Zero, because I think they're really good at making the game run better. Because F-Zero, like, yes, it's not the best quality when it comes to graphically, except I guess you can argue like F-Zero X. But running at 60 frames with that speed is pretty impressive. Which, by the way, Sega did help out with that, right? So,
yeah,
not X.
F-Zero
I'm sorry,
X,
not X. I'm sorry. It's the GameCube one, F-Zero
GX. Yeah.
GX. Yeah, GX.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know.
Oh, you didn't know that? Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So Sega even helped out with amusement. I forgot, they're the same people that did the arcade like cabinets helped do this game, and they were under Sega. And then the fact that Mario Kart 8 still ran really well with the Switch running almost like 60 frames per second. So seeing Sonic play at 60 frames per second and the way they can have him race around the tracks and everything like that, I think they can do a better edition of that. So that's just my thought of why I think Nintendo can probably do a pretty good Sega game, especially also the art direction. I think they could probably think of something pretty cool. Because Mario, I think Nintendo's they do a good job of making up with their graphics with their art direction. And you can look at that as Kirby, like the new Kirby game. That art looks pretty cool. Graphically, it's nothing to write home about, but when it came to art, it's like, I want to play that game. It looks appealing. So, what's your thoughts, guys?
Yeah, I honestly think that Sonic in a Nintendo run franchise would, I think it would have just knocked Mario or any of those other like mascotted
icons,
franchises to the ground, because Sonic just has such style. He oozes style and coolness to me. I watched the cartoon a bit. I like I said, I love that Sonic CD intro. Just like I was like, oh, that is so badass. I want to do that.
He's someone you want to hang out with, like in a school, right? He's like that cool kid in school. Like, yeah, I want to see what his story's about.
Yeah.
But DC, you, I think you are on the right track for yourself. But I think you wanted maybe more action in your Sonic, which why you picked Platinum.
Yes, I did. So yeah, I'm just thinking like, so I was thinking Platinum because of course Nier Automata, and I'm also thinking along the lines of like the games like Sonic and the Black Knight and those type of Sonics. Like if Platinum Games made a Sonic and could, have it as stylish as Nier Automata was, like, I don't even think I'm not even talking about the cutscenes and stuff like that. I'm talking about the music and the gameplay, and like, because you have like 3 different game modes in just that one game. You have the the normal, going around the world and everything like that and doing your thing, and then you have the kind of the ship combat where you're just kind of doing like almost like a Rails sort of thing, and then you have
kind of like a space harrier
mode.
kind of like a space harrier kind of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then you have that kind of weird hacker mode, and that could be like, this could be like a kind of a time travel sort of Sonic sort of thing, where it's like a little bit how like, you have the different kind of bits. Like you have like the 8-bit mode, then you have the 16-bit mode, and then you have the PS5 mode, awesomeness. And I feel like Sonic would just be so kick-ass cool. And, of course, all the friends, like Tails and Silver and Shadow, just like, oh, man. So you have such a dynamic cast of just badasses. And I guess, well...
Okay.
One of the people that I'm not going to name who's not as badass. But, I mean, everyone else is badass.
John, your thoughts on Platinum and Nintendo?
I could see Platinum being very interesting, because I'm also thinking like the fast pace, the Vanquish and the Bayonetta type stuff, and the wonderful 101 with the color and the design and the whimsy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Nintendo gets the Nintendo is a gimme, because for the most part with Mario, it's consistency. It's almost to the point where some of the higher ups had to say, no, we need something different, because you got Mario 1, the real Mario 2, which was Mario 1 but harder. You had the American Mario 2, Mario 3, which most people consider a masterpiece, and then Super Mario World, which that was one of my favorites.
I think Mario World's better than Super Mario 3, hands down. Comment me, please. Go ahead.
I mean, they both have their places, but yeah, Mario World, I just have fonder memories, but that's just me. So Nintendo's just more consistent with what they put out. So yeah, I think Nintendo would be a gimme. What they lack in, this sounds like a backhanded compliment, but what they lack in imagination at times, they make up for it with consistency.
Yeah.
And quality.
The one thing that definitely can stand out for Platinum doing a Sonic game is Platinum is very good at setting set pieces. We have seen this in Bayonetta. We have seen this in Nier. Like, even like the beginning of Nier, going through that whole scene before it even goes like, okay, now the real game starts. Like, you see that game. You saw from Mad World. You have these set pieces that Sonic can go through. And you kind of saw that a little bit in Sonic Adventures.
Yeah.
About
the whale.
Yeah, like certain set pieces like that, or the speed zone with riding the rocket that flies around and everything like that. So Platinum can definitely be a good choice for just doing the set pieces, and especially working with Bayonetta, that they like doing tributes to the company they work with. I mean, Bayonetta did a lot of stuff tribute to Sega, to even so much to Capcom, from Beautiful Joe and all that kind of stuff. So to see what they can do with Sonic in that way would be pretty cool. And it'd be interesting too, because like Nintendo and Platinum are pretty good buddies. So seeing those two together do something like that would be pretty crazy in a man's dream, right? In a pipe dream. But it'd be cool. Like Nintendo has to buy Sega to get that to happen.
Yeah.
So, but you threw a curveball at me because Konami came in this mix.
Yeah. So Konami, and I specifically mean 90s Konami.
Is there any other? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Konami specifically, because they got the action, the wackiness. They're used to developing for Sega Genesis, so they'd be able to utilize the resources. Now, if we're talking way back then, if we're talking now, take some of that sensibility and bring it to now. And the reason I use the example like Contra Hardcore, kind of like you said, with set pieces, and also just character design. Contra Hardcore had some of the craziest out there character designs, level designs, even the different main characters you can choose from, the set pieces, all of that just in the first 2 levels. And then Rocket Knight, because Rocket Knight was an adventure. It was a little platforming, but it was also adventure with a gimmick. You had the rocket that propelled you. Mm-hmm. So combine their ability to leverage the resources to make a game feel fast-paced, action-packed, great level design, great enemy design, and set pieces. And I think Konami could bring it. Konami could bring that.
It's funny because, like, when you say Rocket Knight, I'm thinking of Sonic and the Black Knight because, like, he had a sword in there.
I mean,
exactly. Yeah,
you could have a little nod to that. You could have, you could have a little nod to where he gets a sword that looks almost exactly like Sparkster's sword from Rocket Knight.
I feel like with Konami, it sounds like they could do better with a more Tails game.
I mean, they in fact they could do something where it's 2 or 3 or 4 different games. Like this level is run, this level is run and platform, this level is a little bit of run and gun because you're working with Tails or something, or Shadow with his
kind of like Sonic Adventures 2, where like each chapter you're playing a different character, right?
Yeah, and they could actually do probably Sonic Adventure 2 better than Sega did, possibly. At least make it a little bit more polished.
Yeah, I think the pattern we are seeing though for all 3 of these developers is that more variety is what we're looking for in there, right? Like, not every stage has to be like a run. Maybe we see something a little bit different, like, like a Space Harrier style, like you saw in the Platinum game Nier, or to you, like a plane level with Tails or something like that. Because I'll tell you the truth, I wasn't a big fan of how they used Knuckles. Didn't like the way they made him, like, go digging for treasure. I'm like, you got Knuckles do something else with that.
I mean, Knuckles.
I wasn't a fan.
There's even something for Knuckles. You can even use some Konami stuff for Knuckles. You can use the way they did, Sunset Riders or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Hyperstone Heist. You can use some of that design for Knuckles. He goes through and he's just straight beating up robots going through a level. That could be fun if they did it right.
Okay.